So Nara said moon, but I think we're just going to go straight to Mars. And the first thing we need to do is to bring in our Mars icon. Download this from the internet, and now I'll rename this to mars.png. Now, I was big brain at the beginning, and I thought about just adding in the whole assets folder, so we don't need to change anything in here. We have all these assets available for us to use within our application. So the way I'm going to set this up is I'm going to change this container into a column widget. It's going to have some children, and the top children is going to be a row. The children in the row is going to be a circle avatar with a radius of 60. And inside, we're going to have a child with an image.asset called assets/moon.png, which is the file that we imported. Save that. Unable to load moon.png period. Apparently, it's not my day when it comes to naming things. We're not bringing in the moon anymore. This is Mars. Mars.png is the file name that we actually need. Okay. Third time's a charm. Save it, refresh, and there we go. We got Mars, finally. Now, I do want this Mars to be all the way over here. So for the main axis alignment, we're going to change this to main axis alignment.end. You'll see it's brought over here. And now if we shoot it, we'll see it explodes there. And actually, it has a white background. That needs to be updated. So if I'm looking at this animation, we see the background fill is actually all white. I thought I saw that discoloration, but whatever, I didn't want to be wrong. To change that, we changed this to be a transparent background. Now we can export this again, rocket2.rv, bring this into our project. We can delete this original one and rename this to rocket.rv. And we have to restart because when you bring in an asset, it needs to reload it into the application. So we have to completely shut it down, then go back to the main and rerun it. Okay, let's try now. Oh my God. All right, one more try. We could do this. So it starts transparent and then at the end it goes to white. Let's make sure it is white all the way throughout. And fingers crossed, this is the time things will work right. We'll import the third iteration of the rocket, change the name to rocket, close the app, rerun it again. And now if we try it again, hopefully we have a transparent image. And finally, this lesson has devolved from doing the finishing touches to learning how to be more careful with the applications and the little details of when you're building an app. Okay, now let's get back on track. We need this circle avatar to have a little bit of padding because this rocket doesn't land in the middle and probably doesn't matter. For me, it does matter. We're going to add some padding at the top and the left so that the rocket actually lands in the middle. Now, the next part is I actually want to be able to reset that. So at the top of our app bar, we're going to have an action, which is something that appears at the end. And it's going to be a text button where when we press it, we have to click set state first. And then our clicked Boolean over here, we set it back to false. The child, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to just say reset. If we save it, you don't see anything show up because by default text is blue. So we'll change the style to text style color colors.white. Okay, so our reset shows up there. Now we're able to shoot, we're able to land, and we're able to reset, and it goes back, and we're able to shoot again. The last little piece I wanted to add was a little text here that tells you to press it in order to lift off. So let's have a string variable. We'll call it rocket text, and it will start off being equal to press for lift off. The reason we added this column is because here we're going to do a little bit of styling. We're going to have a spacer. We're going to have a center widget at the bottom after the spacer. in here we'll have the child of text and rocket text. See, it's all the way at the bottom, so we actually want to add a little bit of padding here. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of bit. There we go. Press for liftoff, you shoot. This actually doesn't change. That's not clean. So in here, whenever we click it, let's change that text to not even say anything. It's just an empty string. So while you're pressing it, while it's shooting, it's empty. And then also at the top, when you're resetting it, let's change the rocket text back to, and copy paste this because I'm lazy and don't want to type it out. We'll set it back to this. Okay, press for liftoff, disappears. And here, let's actually add a successful landing message too. So to do that, we're going to use a future.delayed. This basically lets the app keep running, but waits for whatever time you tell it to wait, and after that time, it shows you the message. So we're going to do duration after 2 seconds. Set state of our rocket text to say successful landing. Okay, reset it one more time. Press for liftoff. We're shooting, no text. It lands, and there we go, successful landing. So here we have a little application that we built that's fun. Rocket launcher that shoots to the moon, and you can redo that shooting, and it's a fun little game. Now we can use this to add it into our Twitter application and make our Twitter app a little bit more fun.